Hi, this is Hasnain your thinking friend. So recently I translated an Urdu couplet into English, and someone pointed out that the meter therein was not correct. So I thought that I'd respond to this objection here, not for the sake of defending it or anything, but to just to share something that's worth knowing. So what I used in that particular translation was a term, feminine ending. Now it doesn't have anything to do with the gendered meaning or themes, right? It's a technical term from classical prosody, borrowed from French and Latin verse traditions. So here's the story that in older French and English poetry, words ending with a stressed syllable, like strong, light, heart, were called masculine rhymes. And words ending with an unstressed syllable, like crying, tender, heaven, were called feminine rhymes. So when a poetic line ended on an unstressed syllable, a soft, lingering sound, it was called a feminine ending. So a masculine ending, it feels firm, final, decisive. But a feminine ending, it feels soft, unresolved, emotional. So that extra unstressed syllable makes the line fall away gently, like a sigh, which is why it's often used in sad, reflective, or romantic poetry, and that is the reason that I used it. And so, even this Shakespeare used it in his very famous line, "To be or not to be, that is the question." So if you break it up, to be or not to be, that is the question. So the word question adds an unstressed on, a feminine ending, giving the line its a philosophical drift rather than what they call a very hard stop, right? So that is why it is called a feminine ending. And trust me, sometimes a poem doesn't end with a bang. It sighs. It breathes out one last word softly, almost unwilling to stop. And now listen carefully to how I translated the couplet. My sorrow's not the wound they gave to me, but that no soul bore witness to what they see. So now, do you feel it? The final C doesn't strike, it fades. You can listen to it again. My sorrow's not the wound they gave to me, but that no soul bore witness to what they see. So now, do you feel it? The final C, it just simply fades. It's an unstressed, lingering syllable. A note, that doesn't close things, but forces them to linger on. And this is what in poetry we call a feminine ending. And as I said, it's not about gender, it's about music. The line ends gently, like a sigh that refuses to die. And in old prosody, as I said earlier, a line that ends strong is masculine, a line that ends soft, uncertain, that's feminine. And that is the reason that I had to use this feminine ending in the translation that I just shared with you. And here, that softens matters because the poem is about silence. Rather, this couplet was about silence, about pain that goes unanswered. The rhythm itself becomes part of the meaning if you see what I'm saying. And the last breath of the line echoing the ache within. So the next time a verse ends quietly, remember, sometimes poetry doesn't stop. It fades away. This is Hasnain Shafkat, your thinking friend, signing off.